Today, with the vast technology, people are taking the help of Google for their everyday problems to the tough problems. These days, you don't need to find the answers to the questions that arises in your mind in books. You can just take a few minutes to surf it on Google. Today's generation does not even agree to the concepts until they get it to check on Google. But there are some interesting facts for the questions which people wanted to check it on Google but we haven't. I'm going to explain you 10 among them. So don't miss to watch the video till end to know those interesting facts. Let's start our today's video with intro first. Hi friends, welcome to my channel Infomania by Viharika. Number 1. Why does most people unable to recognize their own voice in recordings? According to a study, when people heard recordings of their own voices, only 38% were able to immediately identify their own voice. The recording of our own voice is at a higher pitch and does not have a false sense of bass, like the one we have when we hear ourselves speak. If you had listened to your recordings, surely once you think of that, is it your real voice? Many of you had even tried to compare others' real voice and recordings, and you get that it is real. Then when it comes to you, why does it seem that it is not a real voice? The reason behind this fact is that when we speak, we hear our sound in two different ways. First, from the vibration of the vocal cords and in your skull at the time of speaking. And the second is from the vibration of the eardrum. The sound mixed up to form a different sound. And the sound that you hear in your recording is real. So, this is the reason why most people unable to recognize their own voice in recordings. Number 2. Why nails of finger grow faster than the toenails? We have nails in the hand as well as in toe fingers. Everybody knows that the nails of the finger grow faster than the nails of the leg. But a few people know the exact reason behind them. Most of you observe it but hardly search for it. Both the fingernails and toenails have a distal matrix below the cuticle, which has epithelial cells. This epithelial cells dies and forms keratin, which later mixed up with other proteins and fat to form nails. But the difference in both nails is that there is a proper supply of nutrients and oxygen to the fingernails in the respect of toenails. Along with that, covering toes in shoes and socks make it hard to get the proper oxygen. Another reason is that we use our hands for most of the work than our leg. Hence, the growth of epithelial cells is high in hands than in legs, which leads to the growth of fingernails 3 times faster than the toenails. So, this is the reason why nails of finger grow faster than the toenails. Number 3. Why do we get goosebumps when we feel cold or fear or at few emotional situations? Everyone experiences goosebumps from time to time. When it happens, the hairs on your arms, legs stands up straight. The hair also pulls up a little bump of skin and the hair follicle up with them. Since childhood, we were observing that we have goosebumps. When we face any fear or feeling cold or at few emotional situations, it is a condition with everyone. The main reason behind it is that when you suffer from any strong emotion, the brain sends a message to the skin to get tense up. Then the skin tenses up, making your head to raise and pull up the skin up just a bit. And at that time of the cold environment, the skin muscles get contracted. The contraction of these small muscles attaching to the hairs leads to the hair to stand up, thus creating the goosebumps. So, this is the reason why we get goosebumps when we feel cold or fear or at few emotional situations. Number 4. How come smartphone gives us emergency service when there is no network? For a smartphone owner, the most annoying feeling in the world other than battery low percentage is having no network coverage on the phone. People do all kinds of unusual things to find service, and some truly freak out like it's the end of the world when they don't see those network bars in the top corner of their phone's display. During those situations, namely when there are no network coverage on your phone has probably informed you no network, emergency calls only. Cell phones require network coverage to make calls. However, if the usual strength of the mobile network of your service provider is not good enough at the place where you are making the call, then they use the network of some other service provider whose usable signal strength is strong enough to make the call. GSM technology is designed in such a way of another service provider in the absence of network coverage from your own service provider, but your access to it will be limited, like emergency call restriction. In order to establish a connection for emergency purposes, most countries have adapted this technique that allows people to make emergency calls using other networks. In countries like the US, smartphones have the ability to place emergency calls even when SIM cards are not. So, this is the reason why smartphone gives us emergency service when there is no network. Number 5. Why do we look better in the mirror image more than in the photographs? You may have observed that many times when you look at the mirror, you feel that you are looking gorgeous. But when it comes to the photographs, you may feel that the picture is not so good or the camera is not working properly. Everyone have observed that situation once in their lifetime or many times, but a few people have ever searched for it. Here is the reason behind such a situation. The main reason that why you are not satisfied with your photo image is that the lenses of the camera are convex, whereas the mirror is plane. In the mirror, you look exactly the way you are, whereas in the photographs, you look some different from the pose that you have given while capturing. Although the mirror to inverts the view, you are using it regularly, so you don't feel any difference. So this is the reason why we look better in the mirror image more than in the photographs. Number 6. Do you know why there are ashtrays in the aeroplanes although smoking is not allowed there? If you have got a chance to fly in the aeroplane, then you must have observed the signboard indicating that smoking is not allowed in the aeroplanes. At the same time, you can find the existence of ashtrays in the bathroom. Isn't it confusing? Some think that the plane has not been updated yet and still using an older version of bathroom. But the main reason is that although smoking is banned in aeroplane for a long time, few people smoke inside the plane without letting others know. But what if the cigarettes are not disposed properly? It may cause a fire. Hence, it has become mandatory to have ashtrays on every plane. This is the reason why there are ashtrays in the airplanes, although smoking is not allowed there. Number 7. Why the blood is taken from the ring finger while blood tests? Every time you go for the blood test, you can see that they take out the blood from the ring finger. This is because the thumb and pinky finger is directly connected to the wrist, and if we get infected while getting our blood, it may spread it to the arm. Hence, medical experts suggest taking the blood from the ring finger and not from the other. In addition to that, the ring finger gets low pain than other fingers. This is the reason why the blood is taken from the ring finger while blood test. Number 8. Do you know why our eyes don't feel cold in the cold environment? Have you ever noticed that when we go out into very cold temperatures, our eyes don't feel cold? Our eyes are capable of surviving extremely cold temperatures, totally unprotected. Unlike other body parts, our eyes are constantly pumped with a strong supply of warm blood. Apart from that, our eyes are placed deep within our head and surrounded by bone and tissue that keeps it warm. This is because of the absence of temperature receptor cells in your eyes. And one more reason is that most of the eyeball remains inside the skull and gets warmed up by the flow of blood. This is the reason why our eyes don't feel cold in the cold environment. Number 9. Why do birds fly in a V formation? We see migrating birds fly in a V formation, but why exactly do they do that? After studying various migratory birds, scientists finally have answers. According to them, it serves two important purposes. First is to conserve energy and to keep track of all the birds in the group. Each bird flies slightly above the bird in front of him, which reduces the wind resistance. Every bird takes turn flying in the front, and when they get tired, they move back in the formation. This technique allows them to travel for hundreds of miles before needing to land and rest. The second purpose is to simply keep track of all birds who are flying together. When staying in the V formation, it allows everyone to see and communicate with each other. This is the reason why birds fly in a V formation. Number 10. Why are water bottles manufactured with a flat bottom while soda bottles comes with a 5-pointed bottom? Soda bottles, especially those made of plastic, are manufactured with 5 bumps called corrugations. While most people think that the bumps are designed to give the bottles a unique look, it's actually a careful design that helps the liquid change volume under different conditions. The bumps or the corrugations at the bottom increase the bottle strength. Since most sodas are served cold, they are refrigerated. When room temperature soda is refrigerated, there is a change with the volume and pressure inside the bottle. The 5 tips of the bump slightly expand or contract depending on the pressure inside, thus helping the bottle adjust to the change in conditions. Water bottles, on the other hand, are not pressurized or carbonated, so there is no change in pressure unlike soda bottles. This is the reason why water bottles are manufactured with a flat bottom which come with a 5-pointed bottom. So that's all for today, guys. Comment down if you have any other video suggestions to make. Hope you all liked this video. If so, please click on like button. And also don't forget to share it with your friends and family. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe it now. Thank you for watching.